hands out bonus smiles while collecting the pens in our composition notebooks, the kind I used in elementary school. My notebook has chunks of paper torn out. The black and white cover is warped and cracked. Our assignment was to draw a self-portrait, but we're not going to talk about it until next week. This is my 6th group therapy session at the Wellness Center, and I'm feeling weller every day. If I sound skeptical, I don't mean to. I'm just practical. My landlord and mother, Ellen, made my weekly visits to the center compulsory if I was to continue running my little private detective business rent-free in her building. We're at a point where she thinks my narcolepsy is some kind of social disorder, not physical. It's all depressing enough to make me want to attend group therapy. The doctor pulls a chair into our circle. He's not British or into science fiction, but he tolerates me calling him Doctor Who. He'd tell you that my naming him is an attempt at asserting some control in my life. He'd tell you that my everyday existence is usually about naming and piecing together my reality, even if the pieces don't fit. I'd tell you that I just like calling a tall, skinny, bald guy Doctor Who. The doc, he's nice, plenty enthusiastic, and obviously means well. The ultimate backhanded compliment. There have been times when I wanted to tell him everything, tell him more than I know. But there are other times when I'm ready to take a vow of silence, like now, as I look at his faded khaki pants with the belt cinched well above the Canadian border and his white too-tight polo shirt. That shouldn't bother me, but it does. He swoops the drawings up and away. Now it's story time. Everyone is to spill their tales in a regimented, predetermined order. I think that's what I hate most about this whole setup. It's disrespectful to stories. Stories don't happen that way. There's no order, no beginning, middle, or end. No one simply gets a turn. Stories are messy, unpredictable, and usually cruel. I try not to listen. I'm not being selfish. It's not that I don't empathize, because I empathize too much, and I can't help them. I say I try not to listen, but it doesn't work. The man across from me goes on about how his cats are trying to sabotage the fragile relationship he has with his 3rd ex-wife. Or maybe I'm asleep and dreaming it. It's Gus's turn. He has a smile that's wholly inappropriate for the setting. I kind of like it. He talks about how his mother, who died 2 years ago, used to make her own saltwater taffy when he was a kid. He tells us that since her death, he craves social settings and has become a compulsive joiner. If you have a club or group or association, he'll join it. He pulls out a wallet full of membership IDs. He gives me 2 cards. One for the Libertarian Party, and the other belonging to some anarchist group that's clearly fraudulent because anarchists don't make ID cards. He seems particularly proud of that one. Doctor Who holds up his clutched hands like he's arm wrestling himself and says, "You're always welcome in our group, Gus." Gus tips his hat and sags in his chair, clearly at ease in the group setting, a junkie getting his fix. Despite his earlier protest, I'm judging him. I don't feel guilty. I never promised him anything. Doctor Who asks, "Mark, do you have anything to share with us today?" Last week he phrased the question differently. "Do you feel up to joining our conversation this week?" I answered with a rant concerning his poorly phrased question about how it was domineering and patronizing and made me feel more damaged than I already was. It was a solid rant, an 8 out of 10. But I don't know how much of the rant I let loose. I woke up with my circle mates out of their chairs, standing and staring at me like I was a frog pinned up for dissection. Gus wiggles his fingers at me, a reverse hand wave, the international "let's have it" sign. All right, let's have it. 2. Here's what I don't tell them. I don't state the obvious. Things are not going well for Mark Genevich. About a year and a half has passed since I broke a case that involved the Suffolk County DA and his dirty secret, the disappearance of a girl more than 30 years ago.